Hello again, fishing fans. James Lewis Fishing back with another live match for you, and this is the second round of the Castle Ashby Winter League. I draw what I think is quite a good peg in peg 21. It had some recent form and quite a few carp have been caught short on there, but as is always the case with Castle Ashby, it tends to bite you in the bottom when you think you've got it figured out. So you'll have to watch the rest of the video to see how I evolve my tactics and put a few fish in the net.
Okie dokie. We are a little rushed today, guys and girls. 4 minutes until the all in. But second round of the Winter League. We're off the back of a very good start for Maver MK. And yeah, I've drawn another good peg all told. Peg 21 on the roadside. It's been winning a fair few matches, so can't complain there. But yeah, good draw. Probably going to fish the bottom today, to be honest with you. We shall see, but that is the most likely outcome, because that's how they've been catching here. I'm going to feed the pole line to start. Just a nice amount of worm. A few pellets to go in with that. Not loads, not that many of them. The odd dead maggot to show them what I might potentially have on the hook. Then I'll just cap that off with quite loose ground bait. Probably follow it up with another ball of just pure ground bait. And then yeah, a couple of light pole rigs, one 0.15, one 4x12. Method rod is a bit of a banker. Yeah, that's about me really. Sunnies. Maybe I'll need them today. Where's the way in? That's all in. And I'm going to get my sunglasses. I shouldn't think I'll fish this much, but we'll see. Nice to have it there as an option, isn't it? Right on that tree. Right, here we go then. I want to clip for the first cast, just because that's where I want to be fishing, if you know what I mean. Also marked up the line sneakily, just because, again, I've got a distance I'm looking to fish. That wind's picked up a little bit. Just looking to feed this all in the shadow of the tree out there for me. It might not be in the shadow of the tree out there for you guys, but it certainly is for me. Chap to my right started with a method over the same line, so and he's in actually, so that's an interesting little note. feeding at the minute. Going in quite nice. A little bit surprised I'm not having these size, to be honest. Bit of a breeze into my face, so I've got to be a little bit clever about how hard I'm catapulting things. That's what we like to see. Nice positive bite. Just keeping it down nice and low. You don't want to get him in super quick here, but because he's got these rushes to contend with, obviously. A bit deeper on this side, so they should be a little bit nicer under your toes. Should be. Next door again as well. Pounder. Right in the scissors. Lovely stuff. 2 pounder. 2.5 pounder. Sounds like there's a carp to my left, so 2 right, 1 left. Got into his 3rd one to my right.
And that was the cue to switch from the bomb rod over to the method, just to see if that made a difference over the same line.
It's quite a tricky cast, actually. Be a fraction short, but that's fine. Pressure's on a bit here. 3 carp, 1 skimmer to my right, to my 1 carp. Just chucked a hybrid to the middle. Just to see if there's anything out there. Tiny little tighten up there. Could be a skimmer. Oh, I'm going to have to come in short, aren't I?
But yeah, to my right, kept catching short, so back short on the method. Just fishing a little yellow wafter, size 14 QM1, little mono hook link 017. And we're in. But at this point I thought, you know, maybe not necessarily sussed it, but I'd have a plan for the rest of the day, which was chuck this method and pick up odd fish. But it's always in the back of your head, isn't it, once you've fed a bomb line as such, that you might have spread bait out a bit too much. But we got this one under control. Another quite small fish, unfortunately. Pop them in the keep net. And interestingly, I'd switch back to the bomb at this point, just to see if it made a difference. It certainly felt like a bit of a better fish. Took a fair bit of line on the take. You can see he came in quite early, but then proceeded to dog me quite close in. I'm on an old Dara Spectrum power method, I think it was. It's an 11, 13 foot rod, and I've just got it in the 11 foot version. It's got quite a lot of backbone, quite tippy, which I felt was quite useful with the reeds. I'd used this rod on the previous rounds and hadn't pulled out many fish, and yeah, it lets you get them under control. Certainly a better fish, this one.
Oh, at least £2. I said at least £2. No, it's 4.
Just having a bit of banter with Mr. King next door.
You're still £10 ahead.
So that fish was probably a good £6, £7. Got to keep him guessing, haven't you? But yeah, it went quiet again, so I had an idea in my head that I might potentially put some bait out, so set up another new swim long, 40 metres. Just put a bit of bait out, a bit of chop worm, quite a bit of pellet. Obviously capped off with some ground bait. I'm picking out odd bits of corn there as well. Just because weights have been good, and I felt like giving myself that option further out was never going to hurt. You know, I'd caught some fish short. There are clearly a few there.
How many you got now? Well, you got £22? Yeah, they tend to be somewhere between £2.5 and £3 they average.
So yeah, left that long line alone to settle. I have the odd chuck of the method on that one, and it was time to top the bowl line. So I've just got some chop worm, some ground bait in there, relatively small ball. Put it out the marker and drop her in lovely. And yeah, went straight over it. You can see I'm in. Just taking it slowly. First skimmer of the day. You never want to lose. Notorious for spooking the rest of the shoal if you lose one, isn't it? Just moving the bomb rod there. And one scoop. Not too much splashing, that's what we like to see. And a good skimmer there, probably best part of 10-12 ounce. Which is probably about average for Grendon. Can get some bigger fish, but a lot of them are in that slightly smaller bracket. And went straight back out. we're in again. See me keeping that pole tip nice and low. When the skimmer comes up to the surface, you can see me visibly slow down. There it is there. I just ease off, let it do its thing. Once it gets its head back down, I start shipping again. I actually did a little bit of double shipping here just to guarantee the fish. It means you can keep the pole tip even lower. It's now in netting range. Bosh. And that was a better fish as well, to be fair. Yeah, nearer a pound, that fish, I'd say. Just got the scourger from behind me here. Yeah, give myself a pound that one. We're off out again. Just taking it real steady on the ship out. I've got a small matrix toss bar on the end. Hear me tapping out. And then lowering the rig carefully right over the top of it. It's a tactic I quite like at Grendon. Doesn't always work, can cause you problems with small fish, but certainly seems to, again, pulling the skimmers a bit quicker. Just keeping that long 24 metre bomb line fed as well. Give myself options. And this is a whole clip actually. Thought I'd run it out to show you the sort of response times. We're in again. Always a little, don't know if you guys do this, you have that little burst of pace as you get towards your top kit and you have a reach for it. You always feel like you're under more control, don't you, once you've got that in your hands. And another one scoop. And by this point, we were motoring. That's another sort of pound fish. Things are going nicely, I'm getting bites quickly, they're reacting to feed. And it's pretty much where my match needs to be now. See that one coming to the top on the strike, which I'm never particularly keen on. In the past I've fished even lighter elastics than I have here. I've got a Grendon Power Pull Yellow, I think it's a 1.4 mil from memory. But in the past I've used a Preston Hollow 7, which is even smaller and lighter again, just to give yourself plenty of elastic to strike with. Set the hook, but not pull the fish to the surface. So that's where you invariably lose them. That one's in nice and quick. Probably a 10 ounce of that one. You heard me mutter under my breath. Now we're going. To feel like I'm finally putting some weight on Mr. King next door, but yeah, in my head he was 10-12 pound ahead still at this point. Continued to catch fish on the method and some proper carp as well, so yeah, felt like he was well ahead, but in the rest of the section you can't really see it with the reeds, but I couldn't hear much coming out. So I was hopeful I was second or third in the section, maybe. Got this one under control now on the top kit. Lovely stuff. Another nice 10-12 ounce skimmer there. We're ticking over quite nicely. Now, unfortunately, that's where the background audio will go for the day. I must have caught the cable. And we've lost it all, so it'll only be my commentary from now on in, unfortunately. You can see me into another fish. Another skimmer, and I'm
taking it nice and steady onto the 11 metre section, down onto the 8, just watching it back onto my rollers, making sure I keep the pole tip nice and low. I've got the roller set nice and high, so the ship's relatively easy. That's onto the second roller now on the number 4. And just a nice gentle unship. Looks like a reasonable fish, this one. Doing a little bit of a double ship as well. It was a bit easier with the number 4 off. I think I'd originally set up slightly shorter, but that's in the net. Probably a good, maybe pound skimmer, that one. Lovely stuff. You can see the sun's come out as well. Still doesn't look like much of a winter lake, does it? Plop that one in, net back down. Away we go again. And yeah, we'd got into a good rhythm by this point. That longer pinging line had slowed down. Whole lake had really slowed down for carp, so it was definitely time to get my head down on the pole, catch these skimmers, good weight builders. I could tell that most of the section were struggling a little bit, so well worth getting some weight in the bank. Getting good team points. You can see me just shipping onto the second roller there. Keeping that tip nice and low. Breaking down that 4 as well again. Key thing with skimmers is keeping them under the surface before you net them. Otherwise they thrash around and throw the hook, so keep them low as long as possible. And that fish is probably best part 12 ounce, maybe 14 ounce. See me still pinging on this long line. Always like to keep another option going. But yeah, into another, what looks to be skimmer. See the wind's picked up a little bit by now as well, which tends to help the skimmer fishing on the Grendon pond at Castle Ashby. Just gets the lake flowing a little. Stirs up them bream to have a bit more of a feed. Potentially a bit smaller this one, as I'm shipping it in a bit quicker. A lot of the fish went round to the right. And that one is probably best part of 12 ounce, something like that. Just picking out that barbless hook and dropping it in. Sun's come out again. We're into another fish. You can see my yellow Grendon hollow pouring out the tip. See me all the time trying to make sure I line up that pole, keep it nice and low, keep that fish's head down, don't want them splashing on the surface, disturbing your fish, increasing the chances of you pulling the hook as well. Went straight to the top kit with this one. And it's in on the second time. I think that one was a little perch, probably 6 ounces. It's fishing a nice bit of worm, so certainly get the potential for both species. And we're in again. A little bit more resistance on this one. So I think it will be skimmer number 9. And by this point we've probably got best part of 7 pound of skimmers, something like that. Maybe 8 pound, somewhere in that region. And I've sort of done this in maybe hour and a half, so you certainly needed to be getting 2 carp, maybe even 3 carp with the average stamping in Grendon to keep up with that, and I certainly wasn't doing that on the bomber method, so well worth doing. Another first timer, that's what we like, and a better fish as well, that one. Just picking up the disgorger there. Yeah, probably a pound fish, that one. Lovely stuff. And we're in again. See, that sun's really come out now, hardly any clouds in the sky, which I think started to slow things down a little. Certainly them skimmers, you tend to catch them in little spells. You'll get 2 or 3 and then they'll back off and you'll have to top up with a little ball. And yeah, I got that one to the top kit again. Quick net job on that one. Nearly caught the camera with a under net pole. Much smaller one, that one, probably only 6-8 ounce, something like that. And we're in again. Once again, I'm taking my time with this one, you can tell. I'm a bit slower, I'm watching that tip, seeing where that fish is going. Got to take your time with these. Every single one could be crucial. In range now. And a much better one, that one. Probably, I don't know, £2, £4, something like that. They're the stamp I wanted, but very hard to isolate them on places like Grendon. You've just got to sort of take all comers. You'll sit there forever on a piece of corn or big pellet. You've got to get after them on smaller baits. But we're in again. That sun's gone in now. You can tell it's warmed up properly because I'm in my t-shirt now. Another one that's fighting back a bit. Caught all these on the same rig incidentally. It was just a 4x12 Daiwa chimp. That's what they are. Bit of an old school float, 1.5mm hollow bristle. Metal stem for a bit of stability in the wind. See me shaking up my landing net head there as the fish comes in. But yeah, I like them for skimmer fishing. Good balance, especially when you've got to try and see them at 14.5 metres. You need that 1.5mm bristle in the chop and the dappled shade. That one probably, don't know, 10-12 ounce, something like that. And that was it. You can see me look around at the horn, throw the pole back at some speed. The match was over. There goes the pole. And yeah, we get to the weigh-in. 2 nets, 1 for carp, 1 for silvers. Best way to do it in the rules at Ashby. So this first net is the carp. See that one better one there. A couple of smaller fish. Pop them in. Brett asked me to put the skimmers on the top, so then for the skimmers, and probably nearly as much weight there in skimmers as there is in carp. Pull them in on top. Unfortunately, don't quite catch it all, but yeah, pop them back. Bob's your uncle.
And yeah, that was my match, £25, 14 ounces. And I'd say that was probably made up near enough 50-50 of carp and skimmers. And proved that always feeding that pole line's worth doing. You know, you've always got to have that backup. You can see me pinging pellets long, and I had a couple tries whilst I was topping up for the Skimmers to see if I could catch another carp, and it didn't materialise. That left me third in the section, behind both the Castle Ashby teams. Jay Minter was second, and Mr. King to my right was first. So yeah, well beaten on the day. And I think if I'd have fished a neat method match, I'd have probably had a few more carp, to be honest with you. It was probably the play, rather than trying to encourage that aggressive feeding carp mentality, which just wasn't there, it appeared. Team-wise, on the day, we were fourth, actually, which was a bit of a disappointment. A little lower down than we were last time after the win. That gave us 5 points over the first 2 rounds and left us second behind Black Horse. Chiltern won the day, and I think Black Horse was second from memory. So, yeah, very much in the mix. Top 3 to go through to the final. And we'll have to see how we get on in the future rounds. See you again soon, guys.